Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascolese, the inventress, CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z and the Inventress podcast. Today, I am so excited because I have a super inventor, powerhouse woman. You know, it is Women's History Month, and every day women are making history. But today, I want to introduce you to a woman who's really making history. Her name is Lindsey. Lindsey has a product called Totes Babies, and Lindsey's so happy to see you and hear you.
I know. Thank you for having me. I feel like I should be interviewing you. So I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure. You know, I have to thank Kevin Lane, first of all, for making the introduction. He was like, Lisa, you have to meet Lindsey. She's amazing. She's got this fabulous product. She was on Shark Tank, the whole thing. And I started reading about you and looking all through your website and just so fascinated by everything that you do. You're creative, you're an innovator, you're a woman powerhouse, as I said before. And but let's talk about, this is the one of the products. So I'm gonna back it up. I want to know, number one, okay, it's Totes Babies. How did you come up with the idea? What is it? And can all of us use it?
Good questions. So it is Totes Babies. And the way I thought of it, first of all, I just happen to have it right here, of course. It is a shopping cart hammock. And so you put it horizontally onto a shopping cart in order to fit all of your groceries into the cart. So instead of just having the car seat in there and not being able to put everything you want in the shopping cart, you have this for the baby. The baby's right in front of you. You can see what they're doing. They love seeing the shapes, the colors. They don't have just groceries piled or shopping items piled all around them. So I actually thought of the idea because of an actual problem that I wanted a solution to. What a funny thing. I think that's how most things come about. But I think as women and as moms, I honestly, I think that we are the best inventors because there's so many problems we run into on a daily basis. And I was literally out getting ready to go shopping with my son, my firstborn, who's now almost 6. And we were at the store and, you just want to get out of the house when you have a tiny baby at home, you feel cooped up. I had my hair dried and I looked cute, for having a little baby, and I couldn't fit any groceries into the cart at the grocery store just up the street. So I left the cart. And I just felt just anxious and tired. And I'm like, that was the one thing I wanted to do today, just wanted to get out. Yes. And I just felt so defeated by this one simple task, you'd think. And so I just started thinking, and I was like, gosh, there's gotta be a better way, because I looked around me at the grocery store and there's so many other moms with the same thing, with toddlers and kids dangling off the shopping cart and the babies in the car seat. So it was the initial problem that started this whole product, and we got to working with that. And my dad and I are co-founders. My dad, Stan.
I love that.
Yes. And so I went to him with it, and we got to work.
So let me ask you this. So you had the baby in the basket as always, right? In the shopping cart. So, and you usually put the baby in the front, right? Is that how it was sitting at the time? Or how did you put the baby in the cart?
Literally, I'll use the little visual.
Yeah,
so
please.
literally, I would put the baby right in the cart where all the groceries are. And so there's no room. Literally, he would have potato chips on his head. And so I wanted something where it was, and even just,
oh my gosh, that's great.
You always hear about just moms or dads just want to go to Target just to browse around. And it's I didn't want to do it because I just thought, well, I'm gonna have to bring him, and he didn't want to get out of the car seat. I couldn't baby wear or anything like that because he wasn't having it. So It was literally just a problem that I thought, gosh, if I'm having this problem, other people must be having it as well.
Yes. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
And we are mothers of inventions because, again, you said you're in the store and our wheels turn anyway. Yeah. But what could be more frustrating here? It is your opportunity to get out, right? Get a few things and you can't.
Right.
That's frustrating. So your brain went right to work. Did you sit on it? Was it overnight? How much time?
Pretty much. I initially thought of my dad because he does hold over 40 patents in the retail store fixture, in retail store fixtures. And I thought, I did a very, very amateur drawing of what I thought it would be. I'm not an artist. And I just knew I wanted it to be horizontal. I wanted it to be super sturdy because I make very big babies. And I wanted it to be just simple. And so we just went to work and we really took the time and made sure that we didn't go out of our comfort zone as far as finding design and packaging and marketing and things for the beginning, because there are other options. I think people that have an idea too need to know that you don't have to go spend all this money on things. There are so many different options these days for design and things like that. So we got to work.
Do it yourself, tweak, do it yourself,
Yes.
tweak. I live my life in Home Depot.
Yes.
In like all of these places, and I'm looking what makes sense, right? And it's awesome that you had your dad who has all these patents, and I'm sure he's gone through the patent drawing space for so long, and you can simplify. And so keep on going. I love this.
So we actually, speaking of Home Depot, we went to Home Depot and our first prototype was with adjustable curtain rods, a drop cloth, staples, and painter's tape, I think it was. And we made it, and I went to Trader Joe's with my son. Again, he was born at 10 pounds. So he's not a little tiny baby here that I'm dealing with. So
you have 2-year-olds. You birth 2-year-old babies.
Yes. Like I think I told you, I'm like, they just get out of me and they go right to the, hospital cafeteria. But so we got the first prototype was from things from Home Depot. Love and it worked. I would use that. I mean, I don't recommend doing that, but I use that at Trader Joe's just to take pictures and things like that. And moms were asking me about it. And that was where I knew, okay, this is not just a problem I'm having. Yes. Other parents are having this. And this goes for not just moms, dads. My husband was doing a lot of the shopping at night too for me. So he would
hear that, guys. You hear that, guys out there? Yes. You're
listening. Guys, you can shop too. No, but I would just say, can you just take the baby with you to get the baby out to see some shapes and colors? And grandparents do a lot of, taking the babies to shopping and things like that. So it really is something that every parent, new parent can use. It's something you don't know you need until you're in the situation that I was in. And so
I love it. I love that. I love the innovation. Again, I love the fact that you could get together with your dad. So you went to work, you went to Home Depot, you got everything, and did you go right to patenting? What was your next step?
We went around the same time to patenting, but then also to our friend that's an engineer. And so he's somebody that we've known for years, has worked with my dad, and he then started with the actual real sketches, not my little sketches.
Right.
And again, it's somebody that he's a friend of ours. He kind of helped us on the side and did a great job. And then we also have some friends overseas that are in manufacturing that we could trust. I think that's a huge thing too. People you can trust.
Exactly.
With manufacturing, and we just took it step by step. And I'm somebody that is not great at that sometimes, but I learned a lot of life lessons within the process of just taking it step by step, minute by minute, and being patient. Which
Lindsey, say it again, girl.
Be patient. Patience is truly a virtue, because you learn so much along that journey of being in the unknown and in the in-between. And it's priceless for an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing.
All of it.
Yes.
All of it.
It really is.
Mistakes that are made.
Yes.
Wrong prototypes, whatever, it's all a part of it. And I love patience, because when you're in it, and you're hearing just be patient from your dad, I'm sure. Just be patient, Lindsey. We're going to get there. It's going to happen. But when? This is so frustrating. Why can't it just be done? Right. This is how most inventors think. So, I mean, it's wonderful to have somebody like you on who has now, so you developed your product, you went to an engineer, you went to all of the manufacturers, or you went to manufacturers who you knew you could trust, most importantly, and then you developed the product. So now it's manufactured. And what did you do next?
Well, and like you said, we had to go through many prototypes, especially with the baby product, safety testing, prototypes. And I think that a lot of people, especially this day and age, want everything right now. They want it to be, oh, this prototype it's got to be, no, it's going to take a while, especially if you want it to be right, especially with the baby product too.
Right.
And so that took some time. But then from that point on, when we knew we had it to where we wanted it to go, then we just went through the next steps of the packaging design, the photos, which again, we saved money. My sister was in the video for us. My son was in it. I was in it. I mean, we were the free models, because we didn't want to spend a lot of money. We just wanted to try to cut corners where we could. And the packaging's still the same now.
Love it.
I mean, the pictures.
Hold it up again.
Yeah. So we've changed different things. We've got more patents and things like that, but we
love it.
Like, this is me, we had a friend's son, we had different, and so we changed the coloring of the packaging. But besides that, it's like, you don't have to overthink it to death to where you think it has to be perfect. And like any entrepreneur, any inventor, you kind of go back and forth within that process of inventing something, thinking of something. Gosh, is this really is it gonna go somewhere? Is it not? Are people gonna like it?
Yes.
I had friends that would like make fun of it, kind of just be, I would never use that. Well, good for you. Some people will, you know what I mean? You have to really push off.
You got to block them out.
Yes, you have to push off.
How can that pull you down? I mean, you're a very positive girl. Thank God you had your father. I mean, he's very, very successful in his patents and everything else. And thank God you have that, because people around you don't realize that the words that they're using on you or anybody around them could tear you down. Here, this is a product that you invented. It came from your heart and soul, and you have people telling you, I wouldn't use that. That's the worst thing you could possibly do to somebody, especially if they already feel a little bit defeated.
Right.
So no, it's a good thing that you block them out and you're around positive people, and you knew that your product was right. So from that point, I'm sure you stopped sharing that information or anything with those people until they saw you on Shark Tank.
Right. And I think that it's also, if you don't have, I mean, yes, it's great. My dad and I got to work together. It's not just one of us, it was two of us. But if you don't have that mindset of I'm doing this no matter what, and I'm going to learn along the way, I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to learn from those mistakes. I don't care what these naysayers, what these people are saying. I need to just have laser beam focus and keep on going, because people's mindsets are what can keep them from even continuing on with an idea. There's so many people that have come up to me with ideas, never get to the end of it because of what other people have said. I think that even just when we launched the product, to be like, this is in a box, you know what I mean? Like, this you can buy on a website now. This is real.
How big is that, Lindsey? Like every single step. And this is what I teach, and this is what I explain to my clients every day. A person coming to me for the first time with a napkin idea, right? Just a napkin idea. I say, look at this. This person just started, and look at where they are now. I mean, it can happen. Your package, the box, it happened. And it's so encouraging. That's why I love having, people like yourself on this podcast, because inventors are listening. And, what you are saying is so encouraging, because like I said, starting from the beginning, many times it's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Is this the right thing? This is, there's some cost to it. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but there is a lot of cost.
Right.
And you are fortunate to have some family members who could do certain things, but still there's a cost. But when you have passion for your product and it's good, you stick with it and it will sell. Marketing is everything. Getting out there, networking is everything. So I have to ask you, so where's the first place you sold it?
We first sold it on our website, and then we had a local pharmacy that put us in their little pharmacy. Nice. And then I think we went straight to on Amazon. I'm pretty sure. And then when I had my second son, it was not too far after we launched. I was in the hospital, and we got in with Bye Bye Baby. And so I literally did the email, with the buyer I'd been working with, and I sent her a picture of the baby because she said, okay, this is going to be a go. And that was months of working on it behind the scenes, so much going on. I literally just kind of cold called them. I found information on LinkedIn, and it was a lot going on. And I was in the hospital, and she said, okay, this is going to be a go. Can you sign this? Can you do this? I'm like, yes. And I did it all. And then I sent her a picture of the baby, and she's like, wait, you're not in the hospital, are you? I'm like, I absolutely am. Okay. I go, I am. And I go,
Oh my God.
I go, when I get back to my house, I'll do that. And she's like, take your time. She's probably like, what? But it's just that passion and that, that just excitement where it was like, okay, I had like 2 babies, and what, where you get into your first retailer. And even if it's online is great. Yes. And it's just that celebrating the small and big wins too is so huge, because okay, getting a prototype, that's huge. I getting the packaging, celebrate all that, because I feel like a lot of people don't, and they look back and think, look what I did. But it's like, look what you're doing along the way too, and celebrate it and be excited about it, because not a lot of people are doing what we're doing. It's not easy. Not at all. So Bye Bye Baby Bed Bath & Beyond was one of the first larger retailers that we started working with when I was in the hospital. I guess I'm always in the hospital having a baby. So I'm in the right business, right?
So working on brewing number 3, brewing number 3. You have built-in models. You have built-in baby models.
Yes, we've saved a lot of money with my kids being born, because the idea was with the first, and then I had another, and now I have the one on the way that'll be in our marketing pictures. So
your marketing crew.
Handy.
So when was the big Shark Tank? When did all of that happen?
So it's funny, because I am an outgoing person, but I always thought, and my husband and I would watch Shark Tank before I even had this idea of Totes Babies. And we would kind of be like, look at me, I'm walking down, pretend to walk, down on the carpet. And I was like, I could never do that. I remember saying that to him once. I'm like, I could never do that. And then as we're going, we were around for a couple of years, and my husband's like, you need just do it. Audition, fill out the form for Shark Tank. And I was like, no, we're not ready. And you always think you're not ready for things, and you have to do things sometimes when you're not ready, when you think you're not ready. So we filled out the form in 2020. It was in just the height of the pandemic. So we filled out the forms. I'm thinking it's fine. I'm just going to make him happy. And they called the next day. Wow. And I thought, oh, okay. And it went from step to step to step. And there's so many different steps and paperwork that we took it literally each step at a time, because you don't know when they're going to cut it off, or when you're not going to be able to move forward. And again, since it was right when everything was really bad with the pandemic, we had to practice outside my house, my dad and I, with the tapes and the audition tapes. And they then told us after months and months that we were in, and we had 24 hours to get to Vegas, where they bubbled off the Venetian in Vegas. So it wasn't in California. And I have here at home, I had a 1 and a 3-year-old, I think. I can't remember. They were little, and I was going to be gone for 10 days. So we did it. I just thought in my head, there were a couple moments where I was like, Lindsey, you can't do this. And then I was like, looking at my kids and thinking, I have to do this for them to see I'm getting out of my comfort zone, and they are watching me. Even though they're little, they are watching me, and I want them to be able to do things like this when they get older.
And they're going to hear this.
Yes.
Yes, they will. Like this.
Yes. So it was something too, where you don't know unless you just try.
Yes.
You think if you have a product and an idea, and you think, oh, I'd love to go on Shark Tank, fill the form out, go to an audition, do it.
Your husband spoke it into existence for you.
Yeah. Yes,
he spoke it right into existence.
He did.
Did he go with you for the 10 days, or how did that work out?
No, so he was with the kids, and family helped out, and my dad and I actually had to quarantine away from each other at the hotel. So I was in a hotel room by myself for almost 9 days, and he was in a different room, and we had to practice everything through Zoom. Everything,
Oh my
him and
God.
I. So we saw each other 2 hours, I think, before we actually pitched to the Sharks. So we hadn't seen each other that whole time. And you're thinking, oh yeah, we're doing great through Zoom, but we're getting out, like, and it's going to be on national television, and we haven't seen each other in person for, 9 days. But
That's
it,
crazy, Lindsay.
yeah,
That is so crazy.
yeah,
So the kids are at home with your husband, I'm sure. I mean, you're trying to stay focused, but you have them on your mind
yes,
all the
yeah.
time. And okay, so now it comes to the day. The day is here that now you're pitching on Shark Tank. How does
Yeah.
what does that look like?
I get kind of anxious even thinking about it, because I'm like getting grouchy. Well, because it's just like, what? I mean, I even when the show comes on CNBC and stuff off and on, and I'm like, my gosh, you just, and I'm like, why was my shirt buttoned like that? Why did I do, you think of all the things, but it was
Oh,
so
that's great.
real. And I just thought in my head, why am I wearing these heels? You know what I mean? Why did I choose heels for this? What if I fall? What if and you're thinking all the what ifs, but then it's like, we practiced so much. Preparation is truly the key to success with
Yes.
anything in business. But this one, we prepped and prepped and prepped until I could say, I was saying it in my sleep. So, the pitch and just the paperwork and the numbers. And so it was all blur going in there, but every single Shark, we said before going on there, we're going to take everything they say, good and bad, and we're going to implement that into our business, because when do you get this opportunity to have them in front of you?
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah. And they just all had the best things to say. And I loved that they got it right away. It was something where they didn't even have to ask questions about how really the product worked. They saw it right away in our pitch. And they had said that when we were in there too, that we get it. Like, now let's go through numbers. Let's, and so just things like Mark Cuban told us, well, what about grocery and different things like that? It's all of it we took and we ran with it. And they were wonderful. I know not a lot of people could say that, but they were very, very to us. And they had the best things to tell us that we did implement into our business. And it made it just go very well from their comments.
What a blessing. That is such a blessing. And you're so right. And I have to bring Kevin Lane into this scenario again, because he had a similar situation. I mean, of course, everybody's nervous going in and worried about what everybody's going to say. Yeah. But they're very, very positive. I mean, when it's right, it's right. When the product is right, it's right. How much negative can you say about what you have? You have a phenomenal product.
But you don't know either, so it's kind of like, gosh, like you don't know, and you think of different scenarios in your head. And I just thought, well, we're going to go out there and we're going to be who we are. My dad is he's a quieter guy. He's not as outgoing as me. And when I get nervous like that, I just start saying things like kind of off the cuff, sometimes funny, maybe not funny. So I was just like, I think my dad the whole time was probably like, what is she going to say? Oh my God. Probably like just very nervous about that, but we did it. We did it.
You survived it.
We survived it. And it was amazing. I think that it even hits me now, as it's been now exactly 2 years since we did it. When I do see it re-air, just you did something you thought you never could do, looking back at when I was with my husband, when we were just engaged, watching the show, thinking, how could I do that too? You can do anything you put your mind to.
100%.
Yeah.
So what did you walk away with? How has this changed your business?
Gosh, I think, again, we took everything the Shark said literally from the second we walked out of there. I mean, we got to work and we got into Kroger stores, right? We went with what Mark Cuban had said about grocery. And so that's really been a game changer for us. And we're still working on that. Also, we've been now working on getting the packaging a little bit smaller for Amazon purposes. And we actually launched an iPad and an iPhone holder while we were in Vegas. And those are just little add-ons with
Yes.
that we have. We have we're constantly working on new products, and it's something where I wanted to make sure that we didn't just get a bump in sales from the show and then they dwindled. I wanted to make sure that we maintained and kept growing and working and not thinking, oh, great, we were on Shark Tank, we're good. You're not.
No,
You've
no,
got to
no.
keep going.
I love these words. I love what you're saying, Lindsey, because so many people unfortunately do that. And I have to bring Daymond John into it. If you take a look at Daymond John, they all work very, very hard, all of them. I was fortunate enough to spend 5 days in LA with them when they were doing wrapping season 9. And I got to see how hard and how long they all work and how invested they are in themselves. Outside, I mean, you see Daymond John on social media every single day. And I'm sure a lot of people who don't have that mindset go, well, what's he doing on social media? He's already rich. He's already on Shark Tank. You want to stay present. You want to keep your business elevating. You have to keep on plugging always.
Always.
You're at the top of your game. Keep it moving. Why wouldn't you take advantage of this opportunity to build and grow? You know, strike while the iron is hot. You know, and you're just going to continue to build this incredible empire. And I want everybody to know how they can get in touch with you, how they can not call you directly, but how they can email
they want it.
purchase. You have that type of wonderful personality. I know they could. How they could email you to find out how they could purchase a product. How they could purchase a product, where you would like for them to go to purchase, and what your social media platforms are.
Okay, yep. So we are, again, Totes Babies, and our website is totesbabies.com. We are on Amazon and Amazon Canada, Walmart, Bye Bye Baby, Bed Bath Beyond, and I'm missing some. I think
you are amazing.
You know where to find us.
You're everywhere. You're everywhere. I love your sign.
We have 2 more coming up. We have 2 more coming up within the next month. So, but our www.totesbabies.com. We have our social media all around with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is at Totes Babies. And we love hearing from customers. That's one of my favorite parts, is seeing when customers send us pictures and share how it's even saved them a little bit of time. Maybe not money, because they're getting more things in their shopping cart, but time. So definitely share away. We also have our little boogie bracelet keychains that are out.
So cute.
Too, so check us out.
So cute. Lindsey, thank you so much.
Thank you. This seriously made my day. You are the best. I so appreciate you. So thank you for having me.
Oh, I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. And we have to get together soon in person.
Yes, please.
In person.
Please.
To my conference. Come to my conference. It's coming up September. So you have plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
The baby, you bring the baby with you. Come on.
Babies can go anywhere. But I might come by myself.
Yeah, give yourself a break. You listen, your husband watched the kids for 10 days when you were on.
He can handle it. He can handle it.
So yeah, that was a test. You can come on out to the conference in Jersey Shore, have some fun, and spend some time with us. So Lindsey, thanks again. I'm going to have you back. Will you come back? Did you promise?
Yes, any day. I'll be in the hospital. I don't care. I'll come on. You know.
Love it. I love it. You kill it, girl. Love you, Lindsey. Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything.
And we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.